Chapter 5, The Citizen in the Community. So we'll look at what it means to be a citizen in American society in Chapter 5. So the rights of a citizen: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Words quoted from Thomas Jefferson's writing of the Declaration of Independence. So what we are guaranteed as a citizen is security, equality, and liberty. Security, protection from the government against unfair treatment, unreasonable searches. Equality, equal protection under the law, and liberty. Our basic rights: freedom of speech, religion, press, assembly, all those are what makes up our rights. And here are some pictures to kind of express what these mean. We have the marriage equality symbol that has been widely publicized during the DOMA case. We have an American flag. Freedom of religion means any religion. Due process, making sure that all Americans are given their total say in court, innocent until proven guilty, that a trial by jury if you want it, and it has to be of your own peers. Also, the civil rights movement. In the 1950s and 60s, many African Americans began to fight for the basic civil rights that Americans should be given. Treated equality under the law, making sure that separate but equal did not exist, making sure that all Americans, no matter what color your skin was or is, would be given the same opportunities to either rise or fall on their own, and not to be judged by what they looked like. Discrimination has been a really big part of American history. In the southern states after the Civil War, even after the passing of the 13th and 14th and 15th Amendment, there were laws put in place to keep African Americans down. Jim Crow laws. A lot of these came with the idea of separate but equal. Separate schools, theaters, buses, drinking fountains, restrooms. Well, as long as there was one specific for one group, it was okay. And it wasn't. These are some pictures from the time period showing waiting room for colored only, whites and colored drinking fountains, colored waiting room. And all of these kind of symbolize what it meant during this time period of the post-Depression leading up to the Civil Rights Movement, how America was separated in its view of who they are, who we were, and what we were going to become. And this discrimination really held that. So in 1964, the Civil Rights Act is passed. African Americans were then granted equal protection under the law, and this act banned all forms of legal discrimination. So the Plessy versus Ferguson separate but equal would be stricken down. Brown versus the Board of Education would come through, and Americans would now have to live in a fully desegregated society where all people were treated equally no matter what they looked like. Affirmative action and equal protection. Affirmative action is the law that was put into place to remove the barriers that would hold women and minorities from getting ahead in the workplace. Originally, this was seen as a temporary solution to allow for women or minorities to be given a chance in the workplace, a place that was traditionally segregated by the white men that were working in these different fields. Here are some political cartoons I'd like you to take a look at. They have to deal with affirmative action and what it really means. I think we'll touch on this in class on Monday afternoon, discussing what affirmative action really is. Is it still something that we need today? Are quota systems really important to American society? Would you like to benefit from affirmative action or a quota system? How would you feel knowing that your ethnicity helped you out? Next, moving on, the duties of a citizen. You must obey the laws, pay taxes. These taxes defend our nation. Our military is voluntary unless there is a draft, and all 18-year-old young men have to register for selective service. Serve in court. You may be called upon to serve on a jury and be willing to do so. Attend school. Most states in the United States require students up to the age of 16 to attend school as a law. Responsibilities of a citizen. Be informed about the government and what the leaders are doing. Voting is a fundamental right and privilege for Americans. Being a part of the government, serving the community through running for office, serving on a board, serving through volunteer work. making sure that you know what's going on, not only in your community, but in your country. And that's what really means to be an American. So make sure you read Chapter 5, take your notes, write this down, and be ready to discuss the assignments on Monday.